In a search to find Kerala's most beautiful, most elegant home. Welcome to Idea Dream Home Season 2. It's my pleasure to welcome our experts onto today's show. We have architect Jeff Anthony, architect and interior designer Ruben Koshi, and interior designer Veena Menon. Before we get on, I've got my routine set of questions for you. Most of the houses that we see nowadays are double-storied, right? So tell me about the vertical circulation, the staircases, and are there options other than staircases, the types? Most of them that we see are tiled and concrete, but then there's wood and all that. So I'd like to know some more about that. Jeff?
Nowadays, many people prefer single-story building. People don't like to climb upstairs, but the limitation of space and the cost of land makes it difficult to have a single-story house. So they need a staircase. There are three forms of, vertical circulation.
Okay.
Staircase, lift, and ramps. I think the lifts are used for very upper class. There are home lifts available, but they are quite expensive.
But isn't there a minimum number of floors for a lift, or there's nothing like that?
There are special home lifts actually.
Okay.
Then there is ramps, but the ramp takes a lot of space because the slope is very low. But when you have to accent the horizontality, people use ramps. I think we have shown a house in Dream Homes with a ramp.
Yes.
There is a famous house by Le Corbusier called Villa Savoy. It's used a ramp. But for a common man, I think there's a staircase is a possibility. There are few types of staircase: ordinary dog-leg staircase, circular staircase. Some people even use spiral staircase, which is difficult to climb, but it starts from the stem. Then there is other variety of staircase.
Ruben?
Yeah, we'll talk more about the staircases because that is probably the most commonly used mode of vertical circulation. So coming to the placement and position, it is quite important to place a stair well, in the sense, ideally I think it should start from somewhere in the dining, because again we're talking about a house, right? So a dining is probably the heart of the house where all the connections, kitchen, bedroom, living, if there's a court,
branches out of.
Yeah, so you'd want to start and end there, ideally. So I think a good option for a stair is from the side of a
dining.
From the dining. Then staircase as such, it can be made into an element itself. You know, you don't need to confine a stair within 3 walls. It can be something to display itself. You know, so in that case, you want to give it a very prominent position. And then also there are standards for the staircase. I mean, ideally it should not be narrower than say about 27 centimeters width, and the height, comfortable height to probably get up is about 16 more or less centimeters.
Right.
So these are important because otherwise it becomes dangerous. You know, older people find it difficult to go up and down. And also you should be very careful when planning curved and spiral staircases, because they tend to narrow out at the inner edge. And if that's too narrow, and when you place your foot, half your foot is outside.
Yes.
So it can be very dangerous. So when you're planning a circular and spiral staircase, you got to take a little more need, and I don't think it really requires too little space. It actually requires good space if you're doing it well.
Yes. All right. And Veena?
Well, nowadays the staircase is a ornamental piece and it's a part of decor. So we have to decorate to the rest of the furniture and the part of the decor of the room. So we can use cast iron for that, or wood, semi-glossy. So many materials are there for the steps and railings and all. For railings, you can use cast iron or glass and stained glass or colored glass. You can even use the coir for that. It gives a rustic feel. If you are some resorts or even homes, if it's in the estate area, it gives a rustic feel. So the steps, സാധാ നമ്മുടെ നാട്ടിലെ കരിങ്കല്ല്, അതായത് ഇപ്പോൾ അവൈലബിൾ ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഫ്ലെയിംഡ് granite is available. So you can neatly blend with granite and wood, and with coir on the railings. It gives very rustic look and natural look to the room. Then proper lighting we need, or even on the steps, even in surrounding area till the height of the room. side of the wall also we had to treat it, and even on the steps. So, lights are wall mounting lights are available, foot light is available, even on the floor light is also available. Okay. So, we can treat even the staircase in a beautiful way.
Lovely, there you go. Every part of your house can be made beautiful. Just put some thought to it. All right, now Innate Namalde entry is from the Malabar area, is from Calicut. So, ready? Here we go.
Simple but yet traditional, and we are entering the living room. ഇവിടെയും ചൂരൽ കൊണ്ടുള്ള ഫർണിച്ചറാണ് ഉപയോഗിച്ചിരിക്കുന്നത്. So it kind of merges with the whole setting. We'll move to the more private areas of the house now. Like we've got a flight of stairs leading to the upper floor, and here we have the dining area. Our wall oru textured painting kodutittu bhayangara interesting aayittunde ee space. Well, that's a private entry that you see, like the owners park their car over there and use this particular entry to get inside the home. Opening from this corridor space, we have the master bedroom, and it's like we have got a wooden ceiling and rustic tiles on the floor, so it's kind of cozy here. Well, I could observe a certain hierarchy of space in this particular house. You have the public area where guests are entertained, then there is the private area. Now we are moving on to the most private area of the house. Connecting it is a corridor, and we have a kids' bedroom opening from here. Well, what I observed about this corridor space is like it's very nicely treated with these niches, the stone cladding, then you have this particular roof. Well, this is a very beautiful courtyard that we have here. Ambalum, meenum okke aayittu. Adu aaswadikkan vendi thanne aayirikkanam chuttinum seating kodutittundu. So it's just an awesome sight that I wouldn't be missing. Now we'll move towards the kitchen, which is right beside the courtyard, and it's a very spacious kitchen with all those wooden cabinets and the cream color on the wall, and it has got a wooden ceiling too, so it's a very interesting space. I'm moving up this wooden staircase, and as far as the upper floor is concerned, what stands out is the wooden roof work that they have got. And on this floor we have got 2 bedrooms opening out from this particular passage, and I've got an office space, some living space too. So very interestingly treated with all this wooden work here.
Our first parameter, exterior form landscape. Ruben?
I think everybody agree. The visual gives a very serene kind of a feeling to the house. I mean, the natural environment is very thickly vegetated, and the house looks very nicely placed there. I mean, you have a nice driveway which, coming to the landscape, is stone paved. There are no artificial material used. It's a very nice setting for the house, and the house itself actually is got very nice proportions, and the scale is good. The composition wise is very nice, except that personally I don't like it so symmetrical, but even in this case, I mean, it looks good enough. It looks very nice.
Right.
And the landscape, I am glad even in the driveway they have tried to save a coconut tree by building around it. So they are sensitive to things like that. So I'm happy overall. I mean, the house is nice, and it looks very nice in the rainy season.
Yes, perfect time to shoot it, I think. Veena?
വളരെ പച്ചപ്പ് നിലനിർത്തിക്കൊണ്ട് ആ മരങ്ങളിൽ പോലും അടയ്ക്കാമരം പോലും പച്ച പെയിൻറ് ടച്ച് ചെയ്ത് അതിൻ്റെ ഒരുപാട് കണ്ടിന്യൂഷൻ ഈവൻ വീട്ടിനകത്ത് ടെക്സ്റ്റൈഡ് വാളിലും കൂടെ നമുക്ക് ആ ഗ്രീനറി ഫീൽ ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുന്നുണ്ട്. പിന്നെ മുകളിൽ കാണുന്ന ഒരു ജനലുണ്ട്, 2 ചാരുപടി ഒരു കവർ ചെയ്ത് സ്ക്രീൻ പോലെ നിൽക്കുന്നതിന് ബോത്ത് ദ സൈഡ്സ് വി ഹാഡ് 2 വിൻഡോസ്. അതൊരു പഴയ പാറ്റേണിൽ ഇൻലേ ടൈൽസ് പ്ലേസ് ചെയ്തിട്ടാണ് ആ ഒരു ഓപ്പൺ വിൻഡോ പോലെ പ്രൊവൈഡ് ചെയ്തിരിക്കുന്നത്. സോ അതിൻ്റെ അപ്പർ ലെവൽ വി ക്യാൻ സീ വൺ അറ്റീക്ക് ഇസ് അപ്പോൾ ടോട്ടലി അത് ആംബിയൻസിന് സൂട്ട് ചെയ്യുന്ന രീതിയിലാണ് അവരുടെ
Very nice, Jeff.
Yeah, I think it's a striking symmetrical composition. The aesthetic elements all works for the house. There's unity in the use of materials, textures, and there is good form. And I think wood is used quite well. The cane furniture suits that overall texture. There's a good driveway with stone paving. They have used soft landscape on inclined planes also undulating. It looks good on the sides. And they have two dove walls, two small low walls. I think they are going to plan something.
Okay.
Overall, it's interesting. Only thing I didn't like is that color of the carports. I think is too dark green. I think
they have an affinity towards dark green or some sort, and colors in general.
So I think that is little bit conflicts with the overall main building.
Okay, but both the way, the first category has no complaints from our judges, which is a good start. Now asking them about the spatial planning, Peena.
Planning is good, spacious. Palavaduthum wall cladding, textured paint, wall treatment try and false ceiling also with wood and all. Corridors and that also decorated with wall cladding, but they lighted with niches with light. Yeah, it gives a dramatic feeling. And kitchen is also well planned.
Yes.
They put like earlier before they said they placed one TV and all the terracotta old type jars are there, displayed it, and especially wooden false ceiling is even in the kitchen also they applied. Altogether, and what about the talking about the courtyard, there they treated the wall with blue color because the continuation of the water, it gives a blue ambience even in the night. I think they put one bulb with blue glass sheet with so even in night we are putting the bulb, it gives a blue tint, so it will be matching with the wall. That's why they treated the wall with blue color.
Okay.
Then it's easy to communicate, all the windows are opening to the courtyard, is well connected, and lighting also gives good mood. Only thing in the dining area, I think the lampshade is not in a correct position, they fixed it because it's one in the one corner, not in the center, and one wall hanging, actually it's not matching with that ambience.
All right, Jeff.
Yeah, I think it's a quite good spatial planning. They have separated the public and private spaces. And we can see a number of different type of ceilings.
Yes.
Especially one on the first floor is quite interesting. There's a good use of wood overall. Textures, I think they've used, I think some places it is an overdose, especially near the staircase. There is a private entry for the owner.
Yes.
It is long, so it seems a bit narrow. I think the focal point of the house, which I liked most, is that water court. I think this is treated very well detailed. All the rainwater is going to the court, and I think there is a steps to go down. It has view from all the rooms.
It's beautiful.
And even from the kitchen also. So making, I mean, kitchen.
There's seating there, I see.
Yeah, seating there around it. So I think this is very well treated, and the woodwork ceilings are quite good, and there is a continuity in furniture.
Lovely, Ruben.
Yeah, I think I'd like to touch the point that the architect or designer has really kept in mind the lifestyle of the people there when he designed the house, because in most situations what we would see is that courtyard come out to the common areas.
Yes.
See, here he has taken it to the private areas, to the intimate areas, and then he has connected it by nice window seats to the kitchen and the bedroom. So what happens is, rightly so, he's giving a good touch and feel to the women of the house who spend most time in the house.
Yes.
So I think that's a very sensitively done issue, and I really appreciate the overall planning. A couple of things I don't like is from the dining or other, there are one or two passages which connect to the, okay, it is very functional because since he has a separate car porch, you want to come to the house, but even in those situations, you have a nice passage with the cladding and the niches, but you shouldn't have it on two walls, it makes it even narrower. One side could have been a plain white, and then the other side also would have been a better option. I like the way how they have placed the wash below the staircase such that nobody knows it's there, even it's done very nicely. Then coming to the textured walls, one is the texture in the staircase or dining room, which is a shade of green. It is a nice shade, but then you shouldn't have covered so much area because it goes all the way to the top. So if it's covering so much area, maybe you need to tone it down, maybe a little more pastel shade of green. And I have a slightly different take on the courtyard behind, because I think that should have, instead of blue, you should have used some natural material, because they had a lot of cladding on the sit out. You should have taken a natural material, would have given it a more authentic feel, you know, to that. There are some, of course, like everybody said, the woodwork on the ceilings, and then even in the sit out, you have the truss and the wood, very cozy, intimate. And I like the touches, like the living room has even got an antique looking fan. I mean, the cane furniture. So overall, I think the interior is very well planned.
Well planned, okay. Which takes us to the furniture and furnishings. Jeff?
Yeah, I think kitchen is quite spacious, and furniture is cane furniture generally, and dining furniture, everything is okay, I mean quite good. And flooring in the kitchen, I think, could have been a little bit lighter. I think it is merges with the color of the cabinets. I think they have not shown any toilets. That veranda on the first floor, the treatment has come out well with that wooden brackets. And I think children's bedroom color, I think it has too light. You can have bright colors, but I think they use too many colors. So
yes, you'll get a headache, I think.
Yeah, I think it is
for kids. Ruben?
Yeah, furniture and furnishing, again, at least there is some consistency, because they have used cane in the sit-out living room, and even they have used bamboo curtains on the veranda and even the kitchen. But I am sad that they have not used, they've used heavy curtains in the living. So the heavy curtains don't go with the cane furniture. I mean,
they could have used blinds, those cane blinds.
Chick blinds or bamboo blinds, so many options that could have continued throughout, you know. You get the privacy as well as the rustic feel. And I like the use of that random shaded tiles on the veranda. It's not like a uniform, so very rustic. That's like a theme I'm feeling out of here. And then coming to the colors, I like the colors used in all the common areas better than the
private
bedroom areas, because like it became a little more stronger towards the bedroom areas. And then also in the bedrooms, I didn't see any good fixed furniture. I mean, you saw some loose cabinets, cupboards, don't really go well. I mean, it's like you just place that, but I'm sure that they can do it. You just need to put a nice cabinet on the wall and it'll look complete. Again, overall, I think I like the use of natural material.
Okay.
That theme, that continuity is there.
Is there, Vina?
Like they said, the cane furniture, but they even in the furnishing materials also they try to take the same design of the cane. So it gives some monotony, but it breaks only one cushion in red color. It is striking, and one contrast rocking chair is the. And most of the things are common in the other area, and that dining table's work is good, and staircase design is also very simple, elegant. Bedroom is simple and cozy, and most of the private sitting areas are moreover they place in most of the rooms or wherever they get placed, because I think that according to that area the people ladies won't come out and speak. That's why they create more private areas
for them. All right, which brings us to the general aesthetics of this house. Jeff?
I think we like the house from exterior and interior as well. Only thing, the use of color, too strong colors in some areas is little bit, I think it's too much, and I think textures also used on a
little too much.
Yeah, little too much. Other than that, there is good formation, good symmetry, and the exterior form, the columns gives a good rhythm, and inside there is a good planning. I think that water court is scores very high on overall aesthetics.
Lovely.
Overall, it is quite good.
Well, there you go. The only change that this house right now needs is probably just a little bit of a paint job, and that's hardly any work at all. All right, over to our judges for the scores out of 25 for each segment. We start with the exterior form and landscape.
We are decided to give 19 for that.
19, which is definitely high. Jeff, for the spatial planning.
Especially I like that spatial planning, and especially the courtyard, we have given 21 marks.
21 is very good, no complaints there. Moving on to the furniture and furnishings.
Furniture and furnishings, we are giving 18. I mean, loose furniture, little bit down.
Little more improvement there, they say. Which brings us to the general aesthetics. Pina?
It's 18. 18.
Again, the average is being pulled down because of our third category, but still not so bad at all. This house in Calicut has a whopping total of 76. 76 marks ആണ് കാലിക്കറ്റിലെ വീടിന് ലഭിച്ചിരിക്കുന്നത്, which is definitely a good set of marks. I can't remember how many of the houses have scored more than that, but I don't know whether that's 5 more. So otherwise, it might cut it to our top 5. But to find that out, you'll have to wait all the way till Sunday. Unfortunately, that's all we have time for today. I'll see you again with our experts in the field once again tomorrow with yet another new home on Idea Dream Home Season 2.